Hello and greetings to everyone. Welcome to our presentation. Today, our group will be presenting the etymology and development of the English LEXIS. Our group consists of 3 members in total, starting off with the first one, Nabila Kamalia binti Rosman. The second one will be Nur Aina Izzati binti Muhammad Izaza. And the last one is me, myself, Saidatu Iza Atira binti Yusuf. Before we start, I will be giving a brief introduction of the definition of etymology. So, according to Ross, 1969, he defined etymology as the scientific study of the origins and history of changing meaning and form of words. Next is the definition of lexis. According to Plato, lexis is the manner of speaking, while Aristotle says that it is the delivery of word. He also mentioned that lexis is the least important area of speech when in comparison to invention, arrangement, and style. According to Hunt and Beggar 2005, effective L2 vocabulary acquisition is particularly important for foreign language learners who frequently acquire to imprecise lexicon despite years of formal study.
I am Nabila Kamalia binti Rosman with the matrix number 156093. I will continue with the etymology of the word sad. Okay, according to Etym Online 2021, the origins word of sad originally means sad and weary. It is actually from the Indo-European root, which sa means satisfied or to fill with food. Based on the slide, you can see it's spelled S-A and dash. Next, we will look through the etymology of the word sad in the changes in spelling form. According to Etym Online also in 2021, as you can see in the slide, it's actually from the Proto-Indo-European, firstly which spelled as se, and then when it's coming to Proto-Germanic, it's become sades. Then it changes to sad in Old English, and then turning to Middle English. Now we already can see the transformation becoming sad and also in English, which we are using right now. Subsequently, the changes in meaning in the word sad. According to Etymologic 2022, we can see in the first three, it actually means settled and weary, and slowly changes to what we are using it right now, which it means unfashionably, inadequate, or undesirable. Basically, in the current English that we are using right now, sad means you appear sorrowful, or it's the feeling that you feel bad. Okay, it's a negative feeling. Next, we will look through in the meaning of this word sad in Oxford Dictionary. As we can see, sad is an adjective. It's a feeling that you feel, is the negative feeling. So the comparative of the word sad is sadder, and the superlative is saddest. It means unhappy and or showing unhappiness. As I said before, it shows sorrowful. How to use the word sad? In the part of speech, there are noun, adverb, and adjective. Which in the noun, it is sadness. Adverb, you can use sad as sadly. Or adjective, it shows sorrowful, gloomy, or depressed. So how to use this in a sentence? Firstly, she overcomes her sadness. The sadness is the noun. And how to use sad as an adverb? He sadly explained the tragedy. That's how we use it. And the second one, I feel so sad for her. That shows the adjective. Okay? The definition is actually from Oxford Advanced Learner Dictionary 2022. Moreover, we will move on to the spread in other language of the word sad. The word sad, according to indifferentlanguages.com 2022, it has been translated in more than 100 different languages. For instance, in Malaysia, Malay and Indonesia, we use sedih. In Chinese, they say sad as shangxin. In Albanian, it was said as I tristua. In Filipino, it's said as malungkot. And it has been translated in more 100 languages. It's crazy, I know. it has been spread very well, so everyone knows what that means in every languages. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Now I will pass to Iza for the next word. Thank you.
Hello, I am Saidato Izatira binti Yusuf and I will be presenting the second word that our group chose, which is the word queue, Q-U-E-U-E. The word queue stems from the 12th century from the Old French, but this French term is originally comes from the Latin. Next, I will be explaining the evolving changes of the word queue in terms of its spelling, starting off with the spelling in Latin, which is coda, coda, or cauda, cauda. The spelling then changes in the Old French to cue or coe. It then changes again in Old English, which is the spelling that we are much more familiar with right now, which is queuue, and this spelling still remain till today and are being used very widely. Now I will be explaining the evolving changes of the word queue in terms of its meaning, starting in the 12th century in Old French with the spelling cue and coe. It holds the meaning tail, tail, tail. In the 15th century, this term reportedly transitioned to the spelling of queue, but the meaning remained the same, which is tail. Starting from the 16th century, the word queue became associated with the line of dancers, which makes sense to what it means right now nowadays in the modern English. In the 18th centuries, there are also people who referred to the word queue as a braid of hair that are usually worn by men hanging at the back of the head. Not only that, but this word queue has also a military meaning to it. In the 1810, William Duane defined queue as follows. From the French, which signifies tail, an appendage that every British soldier is directed to wear in lieu of a club. Regimental tails were ordered to be 9 inches long. So this shows that the word queue does not only related to the tail or a line of people, but also has a military meaning to it. And finally, after almost 300 years, it became synonym to a line of people. According to the Oxford Dictionary, the word queue, queue, as a noun means a line of people, usually standing or in cars waiting for something, or a lot of people who want something. For example, in a sentence, there was a long queue at the restaurant. So does the word queue spread in other languages as well? The answer is yes, it does spread in other language. For example, French. However, in French, the word queue, queue, has a totally opposite meaning of what is right now in English. In English, it does mean as a line of people. However, in French, it means a rude slang for the male sex organ. So, this shows that before you use a certain word in English in other country, you need to make sure that it has a really good meaning and doesn't have a rude slang. For example, this word queue, especially in a country that doesn't use English as their first language. So that's all from me. I'll hand it over to the next presenter. Thank you.
Now here comes the real question. Is it important to revive the use of English words that are obsolete today? For me, no, it's not important anymore. I'll tell you why in the next slide. Where do they originate? Our existing words actually leave gaps in what we want to say, and we replenish those gaps in a variety of inventive, practical, and also occasional odd ways. One way is to absorb from another language. So yet, as we all know, English borrowed from so many throughout its history that half of it vocabulary is borrowed from another foreign language, like French, Latin, and also German. So here I will share a short video of conversation in Old English and Old Norse. So have a look, and I'll come back to you.
Ajweo your reza. Yes, champion your willing. Jonasiol and your usakuning elamatan. Well, takath your him your mota.
What's that, huh?
So based on the videos just now, what do you think? Now imagine if we still use the old English words in our telecommunication today, do we still be able to, like communicate well with each other? Or does we understand, does everyone understand us? No, right? I bet they won't. This is all because of the structure of grammar is more complex and challenging to comprehend. However, another language may have the correct words for a complex idea or emotion, such as Navid, machismos, or even its kingdom fraud. Another reason is because of the grammatical gender. Some nouns have particular grammatical genders. In Old English, we have 3 genders, which is masculine, feminine, and also the neuter. Yes, this is so confusing, I know. And this is so similar to French. Some words are masculine and some words are feminine. So I'll give you an example. For masculine word for woman is with man, and feminine word for woman is fro, and neuter word for women is with. I hope I pronounce it right, because obviously it's not my first language that I learned. Here we come to the last part of our presentation, which is the conclusion. But before I start, I would like to share a few information or knowledge for us about the origins of conclusion. So the conclusion is derived from the Latin concludere. I hope I pronounce it right again, I'm sorry. Which combines con, completely, and clother, which is to close. And this presentation looks at how, rather than creating lexical items from scratch, we can also, like a language can expand its lexicon by borrowing from another languages. Our existing words have gaps in what we want to say, so again we replenish those gaps in a variety of inventive. Yet we can see how euphemism is used to avoid causing irritation or embarrassment when awkward things are said in a foreign language. So it appears that less embarrassment is caused. So that's all from our group. We hope that you enjoy our presentation and get some information, and have a nice day.